Hello, welcome to Time in the Word Tuesday. I am Bukia Koa, and it is our time to dive into the Word for our businesses and life in general. If you're new to me, come over and say hello. If you are watching live, come over and say hello. Today we're talking about diligence to success online specifically. And I'm sharing with you 5 of my mistakes that I have made personally in my business journey. So it's going to be quite interesting. Take notes. I always say, come expectant, come with a pen, come with your notes, and come with high expectation, because we always leave with something tangible and valuable to use into your business. Andrew, great to see you. I see you there. Thank you for joining us. If you are joining me, come and do say live. Say hi. Let me know where you're joining from, who you are. I want to welcome you on to this session with me and myself, and I hope we can dive deep together. Nanette, great to see you. Thanks for joining. I'm going to say a quick prayer as you guys are coming on, and we're going to dive into today's goodness. Heavenly Father, I just want to thank you for today. Thank you for all that you do in our lives as entrepreneurs, as business owners. Father, we pray that as we dive deep into what diligence actually means and how we can actually be practical about it and take it into our businesses, Lord, I pray that you will use my vessel use my voice as a vessel to speak to all of us, Lord, that we would use this time to be better, and grow further in our businesses, to have more impact and more income in the name of Jesus. We thank you in Jesus' name. Amen and amen. And the saints of the Lord said, amen. Thank you, ladies, for joining. And let me just make sure we're all good. You can hear me good. So I'm going to dive deep, right? So I'm just going to go straight into it. We have a lot to cover. And those of you that know me, I know Andrew and Nanette both have heard me speak before, but in case you're watching this and you don't know who I am, I just want to quickly just share. I am 10 plus years into my entrepreneurial journey full time. The first few years, by the grace of God, I left my 9-to-5 business. God led me, I'm going to talk about that in a second, to a bricks and mortar business model that my husband and I built up to multiple 6 figures within a couple of years. And we also, well, I'm going to share with you, we also knocked it down in some years later following that, right? And so after that, maybe like say altogether, probably 5-6 years, whatever, and 7 years maybe even. And then in that time, maneuvering into coaching. Okay. And so I've built a successful business, and I've seen a big successful business fail. And I am now currently building another successful business that I am seeing doing really well. And I've learned from the mistakes of the past. And so today we're talking about diligence. Why? Because those of you that are on my email list that know, I'm diving into the book of Proverbs. How many of you are finding Proverbs helpful? Let me know if you're in my email list and the daily Proverbs wealth wisdom is helpful. Let me know. Give me some feedback. I'd love to know. But I'm doing that. I was led to do that. And actually, as we're diving into Proverbs, I go through Proverbs at least twice in a year. And I'm just going through it again. And there's always something new that comes out of it, always something tangible that comes out of it. And I was like, today we're on chapter 22, as it's the 22nd day of August. And so as we're on this, we are diving into, there's 2 main themes that came out of this. Is the plans of the diligent lead surely to plenty, but those of everyone who is hasty surely to poverty. And that was yesterday's word. And today we see it come on again, where it says, seest thou a man diligent in his business, he shall stand before kings, he shall not stand before mere men. So we see, if you're tracking what I'm tracking, thank you, Josetta. I appreciate the response. Andrea, thank you so much. Because you do these things and you don't really get a response, but you're just like, you know what, I pray this is going to help and benefit everybody in their journey. But we see quite clearly that God is pro diligence. Someone say diligence in the chat. Like, God is pro diligence. It's and not only he's pro diligence, he's a pro diligence for wealth, for riches, for income expansion, right? For us to enjoy our lives, for us to have a better standard of living. And so I titled this video today, The Diligent Plans You Need for Online Selling, Success. And so what is success? I talked about that some time ago. Success, I believe, is if you have a goal and you are working towards that goal and you are seeing that goal being hit, right? And so how many of us are working towards an increased financial goal? Let me know in the chat. Like, what's your financial goal? Are you seeing growth towards that financial financial figure year on year? And so today we're talking about, well, we're business growth, financial growth. If we're running a business, our business must grow. So what do our finances look like? Give you an example, some transparency on my end. Beginning of last year, 2022, my goal was consistent 20K a month consistently. I want to see that. I want to see a consistent 20K. Towards the end of the year, we achieved that 20K consistently, launching through our sales revenues, sales income. So not necessarily cash, sales, right? So I'm like, okay, that was last year. Now this year, I have a goal for 20K consistent cash revenue, right? So we all desire to go higher and higher and higher, but you all have your own goals. So that's my I didn't want to do sales revenue. I wanted to have cash in the account, right, on a consistent basis. And to the glory of God, our last launch, we did 50K in sales, and we just shy over 15,000 in cash coming into the business, right? So I'm still not at that consistent 20K cash coming to the business every single month, right? So that's what I'm talking about, successful selling. You have to look at your business and what is it that you are. Last year was your goal, and where are you today? And so what's happening that needs to change or alter? So where I am now, you guys know already, I'm gonna reach the 7-figure, I'm gonna reach the 8-figure, and I'm journeying, I'm sharing my journey of 7-8 figures with you because I know I'm gonna hit it, right? So I'm just like, okay, let's all grow together wherever you're at in your journey. Let's be intentional with hitting those figures, because the Bible says it, like the Bible cannot lie. The Bible cannot lie. Like, if you can sit if you could just digest the fact that God does not lie, the Bible cannot lie, then you are good financially, because it gives you the roadmap to wealth. It tells you quite clearly that the plans of the diligent man shall lead to plenty. In some versions, it says abundance. Some says riches, whatever versions that you have. But it says if we are planned diligently. So I'm going to talk about what are those plans that we can work towards and be diligent in, that we're doing the right thing, okay? So we get the right results, okay? So I started off in my study of the word diligence, and I shared that in my email. If you're on my email list, I talked about what does it look like, what does that word mean? All right. And I broke it down. It means being careful. It means persistent work or effort. Please, someone put persistent in the chat. Persistence. Now, business ownership is not easy, right? And I'm going to share some of my mistakes. But one of the things I know I that was part of that was lack of persistence when things were not going well in my bricks and mortar business, right? So persistence. I've learned a lot from my journey, and I'm bringing it into my coaching business, and I believe I'm doing much better because of the mistakes I've had in the past. And I believe every millionaire that is in the business journey, you're going to have mistakes. Everybody will have a failed business at some point. Anyone had a failed business, say I in the chat, right? So it's okay to have failed, but it's not okay to do the same things over and over again so you keep failing. So when you have failed in something, look at it, learn from it, and we move forward, okay? So we're talking about diligence, careful and persistent work or effort. In the Hebrew, I can't really say it. It says mahia. I believe it says mahia. It also says means quick or skillful. And I read it a bit more deeper. It talks about being skillful or in a particular work. So you're skilled in a particular type of work. You're not just skilled, you're not just careful and working on anything. So i.e. doesn't mean you're just going to be working on websites all year. So I'm persistently working on my website, and I'm being careful and diligent on my website, and my website needs to be perfect. Hello. You don't need a website to make money online, all right? That's just the deal. That's just the truth. You do not need a website, a functional, beautiful, perfect, gloriously desirable website to make 6 figures online. How do I know? Say I, okay? I have funnels, I have sales pages, I have landing pages. I don't have a particularly glorious website. I don't have the need for it, right? What do you need? You need results. What do you need? You need landing pages. What do you need? A system. What do you need? Funnels. So we're going to talk about all of those things. So I want all of us to be diligent on the right things, not on the wrong thing. I'm talking about some daily activities that you could be doing or things you need to be careful with and you need to focus on. Someone say focus on the chat. Focus, right? Thank you, Nanette. You're not. I'm not alone with failed businesses. Thank you for sharing, right? So focus on the right things, and I'm going to share with you what that looks like. I'm going to use my experience. That's just all I can do. I'm going to be using my own experience. So I'm going to first just share 5 things I did wrong, the mistakes I made in my bricks and mortar business that caused us to make 6 figures and lose 6 figures. Yeah, right. And I'm going to share. So I hope you can take some nuggets from this. And I'm going to share 5 things that you need to diligently focus on to be more diligent and intentional in your business for today, especially if you're an online coach, you're an online service provider that's making sales online. Those are the things that you need to focus on. Okay. So number 1, in my journey, and I'll say this with a pinch of salt, because even though I'm saying this, I think actually it might not be so true. The first thing is, for my mistake was starting for the wrong reason. Now, but I say it with a pinch of salt because almost I feel like I had to go through that journey. I had to experience that to be who I am today. But I'm going to explain what I mean by that. So I'm very big on your calling. I'm very big on do what God has designed you to do. Like, do business in a way that feels like excited, because that's what I'm doing now. I love what I do now. So when I had my bricks and mortar business, and I was a letting agent, a glorified letting agent of my own business, like you can say that. But at that time, I started because I needed cash. I was like, okay, Lord, we need cash. 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 And I found this business model. I was like, that makes sense. And I was like, and I was all in for it, right? So, and it's not bad to start a business because you need cash, okay? So I'm saying this with a pinch of salt. I am saying, though, I believe, knowing what I know now, it is definitely better to run a business based on what you are called to do, you're excited to do, and it's easy for you, and you have impact in that space. So in the business I had before, the bricks and mortar business, I started because I needed money, and that was simply it. And so I wasn't really running it like a business. I was running it like a cash machine. So we made thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds, but I was like, I need cash. So I didn't structure it and think about it as much as I should have as a proper business, like a business that needs to have what's it called, building with the end in mind, for me to walk away with it, for me to maybe have employees, for me to have all these kind of things. I was building for cash, right? And we made a lot of it, but it was for the wrong reason, and that had an effect on everything else that happened. Okay, so ladies, number 1, how to avoid the thing I want to share with you now is start with the right perspective, right? Do what God has called you to do. Do it because you enjoy it. It will serve you, and it will show when you show up. So, second mistake I made was not having ongoing knowledge of the industry that I was in. So I wasn't adapting to the changes in the market. So someone say adapting. So number 2 is adapting. Lack of adaptation. Now, what does that mean? In that particular marketplace, the real estate market was changing, and I had failed to keep up with the changes to change the business. Well, we tweaked things a little bit, but not enough. So I didn't keep up with what was going on. So here's some advice to you guys here listening to me. Like, don't just, like, when I do, so my CFA students, I'm big on research. I say to them, listen, you must research. If you come back to me and tell me your messaging is not landing, I will tell you it's because of your lack of research. And because I understand now from my mistakes, my good old 10-year plus journey of entrepreneurship now, that research is an ongoing thing. It's not just a one-stop shop. Oh, my coach told me to do some research and I'm done research, and so boring. Oh yeah, I've done research already. No one's responding. No, if you have that attitude, you've missed it. Right? You've missed it completely. Like, businesses fail. 60% of businesses fail up when they get to their 3rd year. That's a lot of businesses. And these are things that are common. It's common. It's not just me. I know it because I did my research. I checked this out before I came to speak to you. And it's a common thing. I resonate with some of the things that are common for many business owners. So I had lack of ongoing knowledge of the industry. For example, the coaching industry that you are in. Do you know how it's growing? Do you know how to adapt in today's society? If you're a coach or an online service provider, we're currently, well, in 2019, it was an $11 billion industry. 2019, I don't know what it is today, but the projection for 2030 is for the coaching space will be a $20 billion industry. There is room for you at the table. For those of you that think that, oh, it's saturated, no, it's not. It's going to keep on growing. The projections are projections, but projections for the coaching industry now, it's a growing industry. But I'm going to share with you things that you need to be thinking about in the industry, so you don't just, kind of like find yourself kind of coasting and failing because you didn't really think. For example, let me give you some ongoing examples, right? So, coaching industry right now, because more people are coming into the market, that's a good thing. Competition is good. What do you have to do? You have to be more wiser. Back in the day, you couldn't just be you could be a coach and say, I do coaching. I'm a coach, I'm a business coach, and do 1-2 things here and there. And people come into your space and then you don't get them any results. So a lot of people were burnt. And I don't know if you were burnt. Let me know if you've been burnt, all right, by coaches because they didn't necessarily deliver on the promise because this market was not as what's the word, as educated as it is right now. Don't let that affect you. If you've been burnt in the past, you still need to keep learning. But the truth is now the market is different. The market is more educated. The market is more wiser now. So you're going to come in this space with your antenna up. You're going to come in being authentic and standing out and also delivering great results. I'm big on results. My thing is how do I get my clients results? Results. So it's just become more, you just have to be more intentional as you come into this space, knowing that you can't just kind of blag your way to success. You have to really be good at what you do, all right? Be good at what you do, have an expertise in your field, and also stand out and showcase your uniqueness and not be quiet about it. So I kind of diverted a little bit, but I hope that helps you, ladies, because you have to know the industry that you are in. Okay. I didn't in my bricks and mortar business. So I'm showing you my mistakes so you don't follow them, how to avoid them. Number 3, cash flow problem. Someone put cash flow in the chat. Cash flow was a problem that we had in my first business. And that's why I'm very big on cash flow now in my coaching business. I'm very big on consistent cash flow in my business right now because I failed to be focused on that before. So yes, we would have cash coming in, but we weren't really looking at the numbers so deeply. And it was just kind of it was lack of management, poor money management. That was what happened. Poor money management. And so ladies, I want to encourage you for your business today. Don't do what I did. And obviously what I'm doing now is very different. I'm very much intentional about cash flow and projections and income. So profit. Bible says, I am the Lord thy God that teaches you how to profit. So now my focus really is not on revenue stats. I'm doing a 50K launch. Fantastic. That don't mean nothing, right? Unless what's the cash saying, right? The cash is coming, the profit. What does the profit look like? So I'm more intentional now on profit statistics. So you want to now be more intentional on your profit, your bottom line. Okay. So your income, your expenses, right? Be clear on that and be intentional with consistent sales. So I'm going to talk to you about that shortly on how you can really focus on consistent selling. So don't do what I did and do what I'm doing now. Put it that way. That's number 3. Number 4. So what happened was now it led to lack of effort and commitment. And to be truthful, my service level dropped. In my agency, we had a lettings agency kind of model, kind of bespoke type model, right? So kind of different type of model anyway in property. And it got to the point where because things were starting to crack, my desire and my commitment to it dwindled. And because it dwindled, it affected the way the business was run because there was lack of leadership. That I was a leader, we were the leaders, and the leadership was just all over the place because the commitment had gone. That leads me back to my first point where I said, if you run a business without the passion in there, this is what will happen. So here's the truth. If I was so passionate and I was really called and led to that business, even though things were going wrong, I would have had the energy and the desire to go and really find out what's going wrong and fix it and all that. But I was tired of just my energy for it was just like, no, I've created a whole job and I didn't like it anymore. And so because of that, the service dwindled, and because of that, the sales dwindled, and a lot of things happened. Even though the market had also turned. So my point here, ladies, is that don't do what I did. Like start with the end in mind. Start with something that you're passionate about. So for now, I don't mind if the coaching industry changes. I don't mind if things are changing. I tweak it because I'm excited about being here, because I love what I do, right? And I know that you got to be either the best. So here's the thing, 2023 and beyond, you have to be either the best or you're going to be the cheapest, right? So if you want to sell high ticket, you got to be the best, and you're going to work towards being the best. Now, don't get OCD on it. Like, oh my gosh, perfectionist mentality makes you stop, because I am not that. I do it as I go along, right? But have a vision for excellence. Have a vision to be the best. Have a vision to Bible says it somewhere, he who excels, you will excel. He who diligently his work, you will excel. I can't remember what scripture it was about being excellent in your work, but there's the proverbs that I sent out about excellence, and God is again pro being excellent about what you do. So you're not just doing a kind of a rubbish job behind the scenes, but you're putting excellence to it. Okay, so that is what I will say. The attitude that needs to flow. Is this helping? I hope this is helping. And then last but no means least, before I go on to the other stuff, is I had entrepreneurial burnout, right? I was just burnt out, and that was something that I didn't take care of myself. I didn't care of my health. It was a whole heap of mess towards the end, to be honest with you. So yeah, I can glorify creating a six-figure business, a multiple six-figure business, but actually I created horrible stuff. It was just, I don't want to think about it. Towards the end, it wasn't pleasant. It wasn't pleasant at all. And I got burnt out. I got so burnt out, and it just led me to a really dark place. So here's my thing, ladies, listening to me. Think ahead. Are you passionate about what you do? Do you love what you do? Then you've got to structure what you do, and you're going to go all in on what you do, okay? You got to be the best at what you do. You got to keep learning about what you do. You got to keep your hand on the pulse, okay? That's really what I want to say to you guys now. And take time for yourself so you don't get burnt out, okay? So yes, you can be diligent. Yes, you can be focused. But at the same time, you want to make sure you're healthy so that you can be wealthy. All right. So those are the mistakes I made, but thank God for God. He delivered me. He set me free from my dark period, and he led me. And now I'm in a business that I completely love. I enjoy. I'm excited about every time. And so the things I've learned from building a successful coaching business, or still building, I would say, a successful coaching business, 5 things you need to diligently plan for success in sales. Okay. For success in sales. So online selling, that's what I wanted to help you. So online selling. So what do you guys do? What are you selling online? Let me know in the chat. Let's share together a little bit. Let me take a bit of a break. What do you sell online? I want to share with you, because if you are intentional about your financial increments, so every month increasing your finances, you have to be focused on these things. Okay. So let everyone know what you do. Don't hide it. So that's another thing. Don't hide what you do. Share it in the chat. People are going to see it, right? So number 1, so your audience is key. So talk about planning diligently. These are 5 things that you want to make sure you are focused on. It's not your website, okay? It's not about just posting online and sharing stuff without intent. It's about being diligent about the things that move the needle forward, the things that will increase your income and your revenue. These are what I'm talking about today. The things that are going to increase your income online as an online business owner. Thank you, ladies, for sharing. Great, good, great. Number 1, okay, your audience, okay? You need to know if there is a large demand for what you do. And I'm going to emphasize the word large demand. So I don't know where you guys are in your business right now. If you're starting out, if you're ongoing, make sure there is a large demand. If the market's not big enough, you will struggle to sell online. That's the truth, okay? You will struggle. So you have to make sure there's a big market. Like what does big look like? It's relative, right? But how to measure that? Is there someone in your space doing what you do? If you're coming in completely new and nobody's doing what you're doing, I would question if there's a market for it. I'm not saying there's not, because God can do anything, but I'm saying you want to make sure that you coming in to stand out in your marketplace. You want to make sure that you come in as another angle from somebody else, uniquely from somebody else, but that the market generally is a thriving market. Is there demand for what you do? All right. So you can be a coach, but coaching in what? I had a message the other day, and I don't know if you're listening to me here today, and I asked them, what do you do? And I helped encourage people. I said, well, you have to be more specific than that. You have to specify what you do and specify who the people are. So is there a large demand for what you do? So what you do must be desirable from a large market. You want to be diligent on focusing on that. Check that out. Make sure you are confirmed and that's ticked off the box. Otherwise, you won't sell. Okay. That's number one. Number two, and people that you've been following me for a long time will probably be snoring about this one, but I'm going to say it again. You need to know your avatar, right? Your avatar. Who's your avatar? You need to be clear on exactly who it is that you serve. What does this look like? Customer behavior. You need to know your customer's behavior. You need to be so clear. If you want to be diligent in a thing, take your eyes off your website and take your eyes on your customer. Understanding your customer will get you much more sales. I think I shared it last week. Can't remember, but I was watching a YouTube documentary. I found it really fascinating. I can't remember what they're called now. I don't remember what it's called now, but it's a YouTube channel, and they were interviewing billionaires and millionaires, business owners, and they were asking them questions about what was the key to their success, what was their key. And I can't count the number of people that said, knowing my customer. These are billionaires, these are billion-dollar companies, and you as a solopreneur are rolling your eyes about knowing your avatar. You've missed it. So you need to understand in depth who your avatar is, the most perfect person that is a good fit, the one person that is good fit to go through your transformation from A to B, is willing, happy, able to invest, and at the end of it shouts to the rooftops about who you are without you asking them to do so. They loved what you did. They're your ideal client. They find you like, where do I sign? Like, I don't care what it costs, I'm in. That's your ideal client. Right? And so you need to know who that is, and you need to go deep in understanding. So be diligent. You with me, ladies? So who do we have here? Executives and entrepreneur bio packages, written and video. Okay, so be diligent to know your customer. Kim, health and wellness. Be diligent to know your customer. Okay. Rebrandable Diffie coaching tools, certification and courses. Right. So Nanette, be diligent to know your customer. Knowing your customer is the key to successful selling online. Okay. That is a given. Okay. If you haven't joined my challenge, I go deeper on this, the Abundance Now challenge. I'm doing another one soon. And when it comes out, make sure you join, because I go deep in this. Otherwise, just go and learn about it, right? That's really what you need to be diligent on understanding. Why does this matter? I tell you why it matters. Because when you understand your customer, it will connect to your conversation and your messaging, your communication online, i.e. the way you market, the way you tell people what you do, the way in which you speak about it. It will resonate with your customer once you've understood them. And this is the key marketing thing that always works. Here's my nugget for the day. You haven't got, write this one down. If you can understand your customer avatar's problem better than they can, and you can communicate it, you got them. Selling is easy. You're a pro seller online. Simple as that. Say it again. If you can understand your customer avatar's problem, i.e. pain points, and communicate it better than they can, you got them. You got them completely. All right. That's a little nugget for you to be diligent in understanding your avatar. Okay. Helpful? We're going to move on. Okay. So we have your audience, your avatar. Number 3 is your irresistible offer. Okay. You need to be diligent in ensuring that the service you're providing is exciting and enticing to your avatar. Let me explain. Your offer is not just your coaching program. So I offer a one-to-one coaching package, and we meet once a week for 3 months, and at the end of it, you are going to feel better. Better doing what? No, you must learn and get skillful, carefully, persistent, diligently, being able to create offers that are irresistible. What does that mean? It means you package the program or the service in a way that when my avatar sees it, they see a higher value more than the price. So you have to understand the avatar's value spectrum. Everybody's different. Nanette, what you value and what I value is different. Kim, what you value and what Devon values is different. Christine, what you value, what I value is different. We all have different values. And the key, give us so much gold away, look at this. If you can get this and grab this, the key to online selling and what you need to be diligent in is understanding what your ideal client values. Value will cause your avatar to find a way to pay for your services, regardless of the price. If the value to them is higher than the investment, then they will buy all day, every day, no question. And if they can find the money, right? But most people who are really intent on a solution, they will find the money for it. Okay. So value is important. Value price is different, right? Value is what it means to them more than what over and above what the price is actually going to cost them in exchange of money. Okay. So be diligent in learning. Again, if you're not having me to my challenge, make sure you come to the challenge next time. I do teach this in more detail, but otherwise, you need to go and you need to really learn how to package an irresistible offer. Okay. Number four. So we've got your audience, your avatar, your irresistible offer. Now, number 4 is key. Number 4, in terms of your daily income generating activity. So the first 3 are your foundations. They're fundamentals that you must have done before you even go to start selling. So you've got to make sure you've really nailed those 3. And then the last 2 are things you must be doing every single day, ongoing, or at least weekly. Okay. So here's number 4. Number 4 is you have to have a vehicle of invitation to the offer. Someone please say vehicle in the chat. A vehicle of invitation. For you to sell consistently online and you've mastered the first 3, you now need to plan, well, what is my vehicle of invitation? For example, a vehicle of invitation is a challenge, right? So I do challenges, do them more frequently now, and that's a vehicle for me to invite someone into my irresistible offer. Okay. There are other ways to do that. You could have a vehicle of invitation that is simply just you showing up doing live streams. Some people's vehicle of invitation is direct messaging. Some people's vehicle of invitation is posting, right? Some people's are webinars. Some people mix the two. Everyone has got different vehicles of invitation. The key is to sell consistently is to have a plan for a consistent flow of invitation to your offer. Where there's a lack of cash flow, there's a lack of invitation. You're not inviting people to the next step. If you're not inviting people, how will they know? What does the Bible say? How will they hear unless the gospel is preached, right? If your good news is not preached, how can they be converted? So you have to have consistent preaching of your services for you to be able to have consistent cash flow. There must be something consistent happening in your business to relate to a consistent income. For example, we have sales daily, almost daily. I think I say every day. I think every day we have sales every day, but because we have a vehicle of putting our products out there that brings in sales on a daily basis, right? Because I'm big on cash flow, right? Because I had the cash flow issues before, so I'm like, I'm not having that again. So I have a wiser mentality towards how I build a business today. So you have to have vehicles of invitation that fit you. Everybody is different, right? So what works for myself may not work for you, but you have to then do what? Be diligent to understand the vehicle for you that will create consistent cash flow, guys. A lot of people teach, posting on. So I used to teach evergreen organic client acquisition, which I still do, right? But now I'm more big on automation, and I'm big on understanding, okay, how do I automate these things and take it to another level? But if you're starting out, like the base of my screen flash there, the basics of consistent invitation looks like, you know, you are inviting someone on a call with you every single day, every day. Yes, every day in some way, shape, or form, whether that's in a live stream you do, whether that's in a post you do, whether it's in direct messaging you do, but there is a plan of attack to invite people to your world. When you have nurtured them, while you're nurturing now, so you're not just selling, you're actually having to nurture as well. You're going to nurture people and educate them and bring value. So you can only bring value if you've understood your avatar, because value to you may not be value to them. Yeah, I asked you guys, is Proverbs helping? And you guys said, yeah, it's helping. Great. All right. I know what's valuable to you, right? So understanding your avatar, it helps with your cash flow because you can use it in your vehicle of invitation. Are you with me? Does it make sense, guys? I hope that makes sense. So planning, day-to-day income generating activities. You need to ensure you are planned out. How am I making sales today? One of my business coaches, she was like, okay, what's your sales plan for this week? And I was like, oh, I didn't know at the time. So I'm trying to help you guys for free. Here you go. Like, you need to have a consistent sales plan. Okay. So last, but by no means least, and there's still more things, but these are the key things to focus on, ladies. So the consistent cash flow and selling online successful selling online is number 5, is having lead flow. Lead flow, L-E-A-D, lead flow. You must be growing your business every single day with your dream client avatar. So the glory of God, we have leads coming in every single day in our business because we now, okay, listen, we need to grow to the next level because you know, we have, you know, your income projections for your business are based on whatever your leads are. So you need to start understanding what your lead flow is. So guys, you must have ongoing increase of traffic of leads coming into your world. All right. For you to grow successfully online, this is what you need to be diligent doing and focusing on. If you're not part of my Leads Lab community, this is exactly why. Let me explain. So I have a community that I birthed last year, but we focused in on lead generation this year because God, I felt like God was like, you know what? Most of your people don't have a sales problem; they have a leads problem. Like if I got someone on the, if you got the right person on the call, they would buy. But the problem you're having is not having the right people flowing into your business. So I have created a community where I teach that, or there's lots of training on leads, all right, and how to attract your leads. And I'm just about to launch a planner that is actually helping you to generate leads organically on Facebook specifically, but you can use in other platforms. And it would take you step by step through this journey of lead generation and lead flow. Okay. So if you are not in my community, that's okay. I'm still going to sell it, right? But if you want access to that, make sure you're on my email list. That's what I would say for now. I'm just going to make sure I will definitely launch it soon. But if you want access to that and you're not in the community, then it will be on sale, affordable for you guys to be able to buy that and use it in your business. All right, because it's something that you need to focus on. So I do organic lead generation for the past 3 years of my business. It was all organic. But then I moved into, okay, we want to scale now because I know everything's resonating and we're using ads. But you can still use ads in your early stages as long as you understand your avatar. Your avatar is key, okay? So, ladies, is this helping? I know there's a lot down here. I've said quite a lot, but I wanted to leave you with some tangible things to be diligent doing, be diligent doing, be careful and persistent work is you need to have a vehicle of invitation. You need to have regular lead flow. But before those things, you need to make sure there's demand for your services, that you know who your customer is, and you have an irresistible offer to be able to sell to them. I would also add that you focus on one thing at one time for one season. If you get too distracted, I want to sell this, I want to sell that, I want to sell this, that is the fastest way to burn out and the fastest way to make your financial journey longer. If you want to make really quick wins, you want to focus on that one thing at one time for one period, and you will definitely grow. Yay! Christine's looking forward to so Christine is looking forward to the planner. Yes, I'm launching it in my community today, actually. So for those of you that are not in my community, then do stay tuned this week. If you're not on my email list, then make sure you grab the link in the description and grab my 10K roadmap. Make sure you're on my email. If you're new to me and you're not on there, grab my 10K roadmap. Be on my email list. Look out for the planner. It will help you tons. And I'm looking forward to your feedback. Okay. So any questions before I go? Quickly, I just want any questions. Any questions? If not, if you are new, you're not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe if you liked what you heard. Share it with others. Let them hear the goodness. Comment in the if you're watching the replay, and make sure you hit the like button, ladies. If you hit the like button, apparently we get to get more views. I'm intentionally growing this channel, guys. So do support if you indeed enjoy and it's been helpful for you and you have got some value from what we have shared today. All right, excellent, ladies. So thank you for joining me. No problem. It's been a pleasure, guys. I hope it's been some valuable for you. I feel like I want to get some feedback quickly. What is your key takeaway today? Give me something. So those of you let me see how many of you are live with me. Let me see. I can't see. Oh, there's 18 of you live, ladies. Come on. 18 of you live. Right, guys, give me something in the chat. What is your biggest takeaway before we go? Biggest takeaway you're going to take away and execute. Biggest takeaway. Let me say, Nanette, one thing at a time is hard for me to try. Andrea, listen, it's at one time. Andrea, it's at one time. At one time. Focus. Build it to a level and then go to the next thing. Focus. Or at least have that main offer. Okay. So let me know what your biggest takeaway. Let me at least have at least 3 people. Let me know. Leads. Great. Thank you, Nanette. Leads. Anyone else want to share? Thank you, ladies. Nicoletta says, focus on the one thing. Excellent. Thank you for sharing that. Takeaway, vehicle of invitation. Yes, that's a big one. Vehicle of invitation. Make sure that you have something that you are using to invite them to your world, to your offer, to your next step, and you'll do well. Okay, ladies, love you lots. Take care, and I'll see you soon. All right, God bless. Bye-bye.